This is the Arn Show. Paul Bromwell here with you, as always, on the Four Horsemen Network. And I'm joined by the man. That's right. The Hall of Famer, founder of the Four Horsemen, the creator of the Spine Buster. He's the 1A at Tag Team Wrestling, and I'm proud to call him my tag team partner. Arn Anderson. Arn, how are you this week, my friend?
I'm fine, sir. And how are you?
I'm great. It's been a busy few weeks. Last week, I think, was the week we would have normally gotten together. I was in Chicago for work, enjoying that Gibson's Steakhouse on Rush Street. I think you're familiar with that place.
Very high end.
That's right. That's right.
And they sell service at Gibson's.
It was amazing. Little deep dish pizza as well out there. Cubs game, and a little bit of work. So that's what got us out there. But I had a great time. But I missed you. I missed you. I missed our audience. They're all here. I see tons of questions. So I was up to that. You have been up to some really cool appearances. I know one of them you wanted to talk about. You were in South Dakota and had a good time.
Yeah, SuperCon. It was my first time doing that one. Brock was with me. We did 3 full days. And they treated us. Brian and his whole crew were so good to us. The fans were awesome. Brock had a chance to wrestle a gentleman. I wish I could remember his name right now because he deserves a plug. He was a real veteran. And him and Brock had a really good match. One of the best matches Brock's probably had in the singles role. So I was proud of both of those kids. And it was just overall, from the day we walked in the door and the volunteers that were helping getting us checked in and all that stuff it was just first class all the way. So I just wanted to say thank you to them and appreciate the hospitality. Maybe we could do it again next year.
Man, that sounds great. Never been to South Dakota, North Dakota, any of those states up there. So beautiful country out there, Arn.
It is a lot of dairy going on and farming going on. And we dodged the cold weather probably by about 6 weeks.
Got it.
It was very mild. 70 something during the day, 60 something at night, very mild.
I'm glad you both had a good time, and I'm glad to hear Brock had a great match, and it was a successful show. You also, now by the way, that was your birthday weekend. That's not lost on me. Big birthday weekend for you that weekend.
Yeah, and let me add one thing because I was very honored about that. Right across the parking lot was Aldean, the country singer.
Okay, yeah. Jason Aldean.
Jason Aldean, yes, absolutely. I didn't say his first name, no disrespect meant, but he was across the parking lot with a concert, and a couple of his, I guess, crew guys.
Okay.
Who were big wrestling fans came over, stopped by, got him a book, got him a picture signed to him, which I hope, and I think he had got a kick out of that. Not sure if he's a wrestling fan or not, but
sure he is.
They were, and really nice guys. And Deja Vu would have it. They all live around Nashville, most of those country, artists and all their crew and stuff. So this weekend we're in Franklin, Tennessee, and it was just me. Ron Simmons was there, Jeff Hardy, Luger was there, Scott Steiner, and those two guys had just came off the end of their tour on the road, and they showed up again just to say hello. And it's it was, I'm not used to, celebrities and extensions of celebrities making a special trip to see me. So I was very honored. I want those guys to know that. And I appreciate them stopping by just to say hello.
How many people do you see all the way from South Dakota that show up in Tennessee? Come on, the next weekend.
Yeah, I thought I was having a flashback or something, I was like, didn't I just see you guys a week ago? Yeah, we just got off the road, so just want to stop by and say hello. Hey, let me just tell you about Franklin, Tennessee, if you don't know. One of the best kept secrets in America. I've always said that about Pensacola, Florida for the beach, but this place was, man, it was so clean and nice and new, and it just reeked of being a good place to raise a family. I was very impressed.
I thought you were going to use the Mrs. line, say it reeked of awesomeness, but it sounds like it was a beautiful place. And you got to see some friends of the show. Terry Weaver and Miss Amy was there to see you.
Yep, they came down to say hello and took a loop around the festivities. Seemed like they were having a good time. I introduced Amy to all the wrestlers and everything, and Terry. And it was, my fans, and I want everybody to take this the right way. I'm not besmirching any younger fans or whatever, but my fans are a little older. And right away, I could tell by the shirt they're wearing or the hat they got or which picture they choose. They're just a little older, and they came and lived. I could tell the difference in somebody who's got their dad sitting them down going watching YouTube and those that lived it. And now they're having a little bit of a flashback, but to reality. They were 10 or 12 years old when we were doing our thing, or 14, and it's just a different experience for those guys. So I really appreciate them coming down, and all the Braves fans and athletes fans just in general that came to the tour. Steamboat was there also. Didn't get a chance to hug his neck. He was on a different floor.
Okay, gotcha. Man, and that's part of the fun for you too, as you've said before on the show, is just getting to see some of the guys that you got to work with before and get to connect with at these signings and conventions. You think about Ron Simmons and Lex Luger, some of these guys. Hey, if it weren't for these conventions, you might not really ever run into. So
I can't tell you how much I enjoy talking to Ron Simmons. He is hilarious, man. And he is still a beast. My God.
And he says more than damn.
Yeah. Dub, yeah.
Oh man,
I could talk to him all day. He's hilarious.
That's good. That's awesome. Well, listen, I want to encourage all of you. If you're thinking about it, if you have not seen Arn in a while, there's a perfect opportunity to get it. It's the only show we're going to promote here, and that's WrestleCade. You don't want to forget about it. November 28th through 30th, Benton Convention Center, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Arn, I've told you, I'm going to make the trip this year with one of my best friends, and we're looking forward to coming down, seeing you there at Winston-Salem. A big weekend, probably one of the biggest weekends for you is WrestleCade weekend.
It is morphed, and I gotta commend them, man. It is morphed into a huge event. I mean, the amount of talent are there are incredible. The fans that are there are incredible. It's just a first-class event all the way around. And it's, and they really open their arms up to us at Winston-Salem, all the, at the hotels and the restaurants and at the gym. LA Fitness is always very gracious to us. So really look forward to going there. And it's Thanksgiving, which is a beautiful time of the year as well. So timing is right. Everything is right. You will be glad, Paul, that you came.
Listen, Tracy Myers, phenomenal job. Brian Hawks. I mean, come on. These guys know what they're doing. They do a lot of great stuff with AML, and they put on a fantastic show with WrestleCade, Mike Calandro. So many of these folks behind the scenes that are making things happen in the show. They put on a top-notch wrestling convention. If you've never been, I'm telling you, you want to go.
Yes. Big time.
All right. By the way, load up the comments, use Super Chat. Recommend you doing that. Make sure you get your questions in. It is Ask Arn Almost Anything. As you sit around the virtual living room this evening, we're going to have some fun tonight. And so I want you to be creative. Let's ask Arn some fun questions. I was going to say, let's put him on the hot seat, but we don't necessarily have to put him on the hot seat. Let's get some laughs going. Let's have a good time. But before we jump into some of those comments and questions, I would be remiss, Arn, if I didn't talk about the Horsemen Shop, okay, and all the good stuff. I'm wearing a T-shirt from over there right now. Check it out, Horsemen Shop, the official store. That's where you're going to find all the collections, whether it's the Horseman collection. All 4 Horsemen themed merchandise is in that collection. Then you scoot on over to Arn Anderson store, specific to Arn, his merchandise. That's there. And then we have some classic designs that you can find in that classics collection. But one of the things that you're going to find in Arn store is the comic book, the hardcover. Buddy, they're selling like hotcakes. If I can jump in and tell you, we continue to have sales going on. Rob Hissam, our buddy who's here tonight, bought a comic book. Adam Esposito recently bought a comic book in September. Bob McDonald, Brian Janereski, Raymond McKinney, Douglas Hall, Edward Riggs, and Scott Stamper just bought one yesterday. Those are just a few. I can't name them all. Those are just ones in the last few days. Folks are purchasing these at a fast rate, and I'm telling you, this is his time to snag one. Arn's autographed the cover of only these remaining inventory, and when they're gone, Arn, as we've said it, they're gone.
Yeah, not much, and I want to make it special. Some of the things that I promised over the years, and we ran into some issues, like for jackets. We had a hard time finding somebody that could make the jackets for a minute. I've got 3 jackets or 4 jackets or 6 jackets or whatever I've got, but I wanted to make them available to my audience, which are that same 30, 40, 50-year-olds that wear warm-up baseball jackets and stuff. We made those available. The hats, which is top shelf hats. The book, I can't tell you for how many decades people said, when are you going to write a book? Well, I wrote one, and it's getting better than what I would ever dreamed. The people that have read it, they really enjoyed it. So this is for y'all as much as it is for Paul and I just want to say thank you. We're trying to get you some really cool stuff to wear that you would be proud to, and not necessarily worried about, does this look okay? Is this gaudy? No, not a chance.
Speaking of stuff to wear, Arn, I didn't tell you this, but I bought, and yes, I buy merch. Buy it. Full price, buy it merch from the store, because I'm here to support you, brother. And I bought the fleece vest, the one that you wore on Saturday night's main event with you and Tully. I bought that. I'm going to support that. Rock it down at WrestleCade, man. The 4 Horsemen fleece.
Nice.
So let's do it right. If we're going to show up and support them, we got to show up in style. Horseman style.
I would expect no less. And I noticed since you put the open together, that was your baby.
Yes,
the new
sir.
Open. I noticed you chose that jacket that Tully and I wore to the ring, the Brainbuster jacket. That's well done. You gave that a picture spot. I've had more people ask me about that jacket over the years trying to buy it, and it's just one of those things that, man, the people up above Charlotte that do the NASCAR are the ones that made those, and they only made 2 of them.
Wow. It would be cool. We do have the Horseman jacket, like the one that's sitting behind me, the embroidery. I'm sure our vendor could do a Brainbuster jacket like that. But hey, let's continue to see some
if there's a demand,
if there's a demand, we need to see some movement on these, and then we'll maybe open it up.
Name what you want, guys, and we'll try to our very, very best to accommodate you.
That's right. We're here for all of you. Good times. Before we jump into the questions, I see my buddy Yambag Jones is here in the chat. There was a picture that circulated social media today, and Arn, I'm not kidding. I ain't lying if I tell you 5, maybe 7 guys either tagged me or DM'd me with this photo of you. They want verification. We're going to kick off the show right here and now. There is an account on Twitter, and I think Instagram, called 80s Wrestling, that found one of your childhood pictures. And it's a bunch of wrestlers with all of their childhood pictures. Well, they found yours. Yours is in that. I have it here. I just need verification from you that, yes, that's me, Paul. Can you do that for me today if I flash the picture up on the screen for all of us here?
How old is this suspect?
This is probably like you're maybe 6, 7 years old, I think, at this point.
Okay. If I am already debonair, I will go ahead and claim it.
There's several other wrestlers.
What I think I'm going to be, I am going to be a little plump fella.
There's several other wrestlers. It's kind of like a Brady Bunch montage, like 6 or 7 guys. Bret Hart, Steve Austin, Undertaker, and then there's you. I just need you to verify it's you. Are you ready for this?
If I can take getting jabbed about Elegante, I can take this.
Okay. All right, here we go. Going up on the screen. Mean Mark, top left, redhead, Steve Austin, Bret Hart coming to the right, Big Bubba, bottom, Cactus Jack, Hulk Hogan. You can tell it's him. Arn, there's you right there at that 6 or 7 years old. and then Randy Savage. Arn, can you confirm this is what you look like for your school picture that year?
My wife and son hate this picture above all that have ever been put in print. I cannot tell you how much they despise. They said you look like an old-time gangster. Al
Soprano,
Capone.
Tony Soprano.
Yeah, yes. That's
my
me.
God.
That is me when I was up there around 275 versus my working weight of about 252.
Now that you say that, your cheeks do look a little fuller here.
They're full, and that beard is full too, pal. Yes, it's me, but I am a full-grown ass man. I would say I was like 40-ish.
Holy shit. This is great because everybody just says that you always have looked like you're 40 years old, whether at birth or right now.
I was born 40. I just slowed down the process somehow.
Shout out to @80s Wrestling for the great content. They put this out today, and boy, as you can see below here, 51,000 views. September 29th. What do you think about that?
You should see what was underneath that beard. That's the next big mystery that would bounce around the internet pretty healthily, I would think.
Oh my word, this is so
nobody's
good.
ever seen me without a beard now.
Never. Have you ever shaved it off?
Think about that. Since I've been in the business?
Yeah, your entire adult life.
Maybe once, and it was during a period where I was going to be off for a while, so I could grow it back if it was really horrible, and it was.
One more thing, Yambag is going to kill me because, buddy, when you sent it to me, I didn't save it, and the tweet's gone. The same account posted an action figure that was for sale for $115. The action figure was for a rare Elegante action figure. And the person asked the question, has Arn ever had an action figure of him that was $115? And I bet you can ask him on Ask Arn Anything. Well, the post is gone. But $115, would you pay $115 for Elegante?
For me or for Elegante?
Just for whoever. It was him. Someone had it listed for sale for $115.
If I still had a BB gun that I could set it up in the backyard, and periodically when I would get frustrated, go out with my BB gun and shoot the Elegante doll, then it would be worth it.
Ah, so good. Guys, we got them wound up, fired up, ready to go. So I hope you guys have brought the questions. Good stuff. Couldn't wait to ask him the question on the kids' picture.
Handbag, you're a domestic terrorist.
He is a shit starter, man. I know he's just giggling right now, just laughing it up right now watching this. So always a good time. Speaking of somebody, Mediocre Warrior is another shit stirrer. Hey guys, I heard a rumor that when Arn went to the WWF, he wanted to be managed by Slick just so he could come to the ring to jive Soul Bro. Is that true?
No, but if I could have got Barry White ring music out of it, I might have considered it.
I think this is after they saw your dance moves with Stan Lane in the ring that one night.
Listen, if I didn't know that I could do the boogaloo, I would have never attempted it.
There you go.
So it was not something that just occurred. I was a hell of a dancer as a young man.
And you know what? And I'm sure there's footage of it. And if anybody find it, it's one of these folks, and it'll be sent to me in a YouTube video.
It was called Bring It Across one time.
Oh, there you go. He's doing the.
Not that.
No.
That's the short version. Without a cover charge, that's all you get, folks.
That's all you're getting. You got to pay more. You want to see more. I haven't seen any.
That's it.
Yet. That's right. Oh man, so good. All right, let's get into some of the questions. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Darth Payne. Hey guys, so glad it's time for another show. By the way, Arn, we are the pre-show for Monday Night Football. Pre-show for those that still watch Raw. Just kidding, everybody. I know you do. A doubleheader Monday Night Football, and we came on tonight so that everybody tomorrow can start watching the baseball playoffs. So, I mean, how do you like that? We made it simple for everybody this week.
after working all weekend, now having a full slate of sports, I am thrilled. I'm going to sit right on my couch.
Yep.
And I'm going to put Smokey up in my lap, and we're going to watch some, and who's turned into a really big baseball fan, believe it or not?
Oh,
or at
Smokey?
least the Braves. My wife.
Oh, Aaron.
Yeah, she, she won't admit it probably, but there's such a story with the Braves and where they were and how they got injuries and they fell
Sure.
off the table. Now they made this resounding comeback just a month too late. And, just that whole story and the personalities and, the hot and cold that those guys are, she's turned into a big time fan. She may not admit it, and she's always
before you know it, Arn, she's going to have you taking to her game next season.
She's always been a football fan, big time.
Okay.
And let me go ahead and throw this in before somebody blindsides me with it. Yes, Georgia got outplayed and got their ass kicked by the Tide.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's the only way you can explain it. They just got beat up. Their defense just could not contain them. Did you watch any of it?
I did. I saw some of that, but I was also watching a little bit of the whiteout. Penn State lost in overtime. Did you see that game? Drew Aller threw the interception to Oregon. That was a crazy ending to that game. And then I also saw Tennessee win at the very end. So another crazy ending to a game. One of my buddies was at that game with his kid. So pretty good college football games.
Well, yeah, FSU. I was watching with Simmons, and
I
looked at him and I said, Ron, these boys don't come to play. These guys from Virginia. He said to me, just stop you right there. He said, Arn, I'm way ahead of you. He said, I think they're going to get their ass kicked if they don't play 100%.
He thought FSU would get their ass.
Yeah, I didn't know that Virginia was that good. Did you?
No, but how cool is it to say you got to watch FSU football game with Ron Simmons? I mean, come on, that
alone was a nostalgia honor.
Yeah, that's fantastic. To me, some of that stuff is like when you talk about wrestling fan experiences, it's cool to meet you guys and get your autographs. But some of the experiences, like, hey, I watched a football game with Ron Simmons, FSU. Arn and I watched him and Ole in a cage against the Rock and Roll Express back in the day. Like, to me, that would be so much fun to relive it with you, like sitting in the room. Just as
even over the years, these things that I've done, for whatever reason, Ron has always been 2 or 3 tables down.
Okay.
So during the day, I couldn't, chew the fat with him, but he was in the table right next to me, right where we could. I've never got to spend that much quality time over a 3-year period just talking to Ron. And I have so much respect for that guy. He is such a beast. To this day, you just look at him and you go, oh, God, please don't ever get mad at me.
Another guy that did the spine buster.
His version.
Okay.
No
Did you guys ever talk about that? Did you guys ever talk about that?
No rotation.
Okay.
Just straight up,
straight down.
With some torque on it. And his was completely different than mine. A lot of guys had different versions of spine busters, but his was, I think he called it the Dominator.
Okay.
But it was literally straight up and straight on your back with some velocity, a lot more whip on it because I had to rotate, but very effective.
By the way, Powerhouse Hobbs has an awesome spine buster. Got to give a shout out to our buddy.
And he's an awesome human being too. So Hobbs, if you're out there listening, God bless you, buddy. We miss you. You're one of the good guys.
He'll comment sometimes on your posts or my guys or stuff like that on pictures on Instagram and stuff. So he loves you, Arn. It's good dude.
As I do him.
Yeah, that's great. One more thing on the Braves. They wrapped up this weekend against my 20 games under 500 Pittsburgh Pirates. But what was cool about that is they honored Charlie Morton, and he got to retire. I don't know if you saw that Sunday's game, and they let him retire as a Brave.
That's awesome.
They played My Way. His wife and dad came out and kids and did a little ceremony for him. He just pitched an inning and a third, struck out the last guy faced, Canario. And they played My Way. Chris Sale came in to replace him. They gave him the big send-off. And Charlie Morton, 18-year career, retired as an Atlanta Brave, the team that originally drafted him. And then he was with the Pirates for 7 or 8 seasons. So they got to honor him, and it was really cool.
That stuff as an athlete, you never forget.
Yeah. So we have a super chat. Let's bring it in. Sleeta Sports Live in the ATL, $10. Thank you so much, buddy, for that. Arn, as a kid in the 80s, you made wrestling so entertaining. My question is, why did you never go for a world championship? You would have been amazing.
I get asked that quite a bit. And it's, and usually in the version of, do you feel like you got shortchanged by not getting to be the world champion? No. Being the world champion in those days meant a travel schedule like you wouldn't believe. When I first went to Charlotte for the Crockett's in '85, Rick was still doing the world tour. He was truly the world champion because he was traveling to however many countries and defending the title against the top guy in all those different places. So that travel schedule alone, there was only probably 2 or 3 people, whether it be Harley Race or Terry Funk or Ric Flair or whoever it would have been at the time, that could fulfill a schedule like that. Number 2, I was always Rick's second in command, his enforcer, the guy that kept the title on him, which over time, if you're effective at that, if I would have failed miserably and Flair was constantly getting beat and I wasn't doing anything to change that outcome, it would have been different. But I got a feeling that I was very responsible to him hanging on to that title for as many times and as long as he had. And I take a lot of pride in that. That world television title to me was going out there at 9:30 in the morning, wrestling a top guy for 10 to 20 minutes and having to go get it every single television show. So that became my world title. That's what I sunk my teeth into, and very proud of my runs with that particular belt.
TV titles, tag team titles, man, Arn, you and you were the enforcer. You, like you said, for the world champion.
Did my best.
Awesome. We got a few questions from an Instagram or wrestling historian, a few super chats, so we'll throw those on a screen one at a time. Arn, rapid fire, favorite arena that you wrestled in?
Charlotte Coliseum.
All right, that was a good one, easy one. Next one. What did you think of WCW having 2 world champions?
I felt it was one too many.
Yeah, just not a good idea at the time. They had the big gold and
there's one world champion, and I just think, and not that you demean it, I think it waters it down a little bit.
Lastly, from Instagram or wrestling historian, favorite 5-star restaurant that you've ever eaten at?
This a quick one. This is where Amy and her crew went when they were in Charlotte. Steak 48 over in South Park. What a restaurant. What service. The quality of the food. I mean, it's in that get one side and you feed the table with it. So, it's that formula. The steaks are so freaking thick. It's unbelievable. Steak 48, South Park Mall.
What would you have a recommendation? What's a must try there? What did you enjoy eating?
We had fillets and God, I think we had 2 or 3 different appetizers that I can't.
And
all the top shelf stuff, shrimp tempura and that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Another restaurant I usually like to get a plug out to that we've ate at since it opened, and we had lived in our other house over by Bobby Eaton, is Dakota's Japanese Steakhouse.
Okay.
We must have ate there 50 times over the years, and it's always been 4 stars. So they deserve a plug.
Their second runner up.
Yes.
Michael Fry. My name is Michael Fry, and I want to know, Arn, what are your memories of the first things that come to your mind of the Road Warriors?
Oh, God. I may not live through this.
Just every time you saw them across the ring.
Every time. And if I was being repetitious, it was the feeling I would get.
Yeah.
Those guys, especially when they first started, and this is proud of them ever making it and me ever making it, and Georgia Championship Wrestling when they first started. You know, I was involved in some tag matches and some 6-mans with Barry Darso, Man Mountain Darso, and Joe Lightfoot. The three of us were partners against Rick Rude, who was just getting started, and the Road Warriors. My God, I just looked about the second or third night of the tour. I just looked at Barry Darso and said, can't we just find a cliff to jump off of? This is brutal.
It'd be less painful than dealing with these guys.
Oh, big and green and strong.
I'm sure, though, you know, if we could talk to them, they may say, we learned so much from you, Arn. Guys like you and Tully and Ole and others. Because to your point, they were green. Them guys like Nikita and others in that era were still learning. But thankfully, they had guys like you that made them look like $1 million. You worked your ass off selling.
Well, thank you for saying that. That's 100% correct. When you're, for the time and the period of time, I was just an average sized guy. And I knew my job was to make what I'm looking at, being the Road Warriors, come to life. That was my responsibility. And I feel like I got pretty good at that. And anybody, whatever level of experience they were, who came in the ring the other side opposite me in a match, knew they were going to have something they could live with. And that's the pride that I carried to the ring virtually every time.
It's one thing for them to look bigger than life. It's another thing for them to be bigger than life. And it was the guys that took the beatings that helped them be bigger than life in that ring. So
well said. Well said.
There you go. All right, let's keep going. CB, our buddy, CB. Mr. Anderson, what do you think about Stephanie McMahon going into the Hall of Fame class of 2026? I don't know if you caught it, Arn, but they had Undertaker come down ringside and surprise her and let her know that she is going to be entering. She's the first person going into, as announced, the class of 2026 for all that she's done behind the scenes and in front of the camera for the WWE, and she's going to be a Hall of Famer.
If you take out the part about feeling like, say, one of the McMahons are getting put in the Hall of Fame because they're McMahons, if you're carrying that thought around in your head where Stephanie is concerned, erase it.
There you go.
When I was fortunate to be sitting at Gorilla every night when she was a performer. And buddy, not only could she talk, she has if you look at her smile, pick out 50 pictures of Steph and look at her smile, even what should have been under pleasant situations, she's got this snarl about her smile that just lets you know this chick is evil. And then she would haul off and slap somebody, and it would crack like a man slapping you. So for her having the skills and the knowledge and being at one time in the business, she was probably the top heel in the business.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no reservations about saying that. And so she's earned her slot. Congratulations, Stephanie. Enjoyed working with you for 19 years and seeing all of your success and growth in the business. And it wasn't just because you were the boss. It was because you wanted to learn the business. Not a bad husband to learn from either. So congratulations.
Well said. Well said. Daisy Mama will continue on. Happy belated birthday, Arn and Paul. I know you're from Pennsylvania, Paul. What did you think about West Virginia beating Pitt in overtime? I mean, it's just crazy. It's just insane because Pitt had a nice lead in that game and West Virginia came all the way back. College football this year has been, unreal. It's just been, you have to watch it to the end. Yeah. Did you all see Pat McAfee was inducted in the West Virginia Hall of Fame? Not a surprise. The guy is bigger than life itself. He brings an energy. I mean, he has the detractors, which everyone does, trust me, but he brings a certain level of energy and hype to everything he does that, man, I feel like it elevates whatever he's involved with. So yes, him in the Hall of Fame, West Virginia, makes total sense to me. Let's continue on. Good evening, Arn, Paul, Daisy, and the rest of the gang. CG, my birthday was right after Arn's, and I know Paul has one right around the same time I did. I just didn't know the date. CG, happy birthday to you. September, Arn, I find, is a big month, which if you do the math and back it up, it's right around that New Year's, Christmas holiday season. People are off work and and things of that nature. So a lot of downtime there, but a lot of September birthdays. CG, happy birthday to you, and I hope you enjoyed yours. What else we
When
got?
is yours, Paul? When is your
Mine
birthday?
Mine was the 18th. It was 2 days before yours.
I didn't miss that, did I?
It's okay, buddy. We talked about it on the show, I think, before, so it's fine.
Okay.
You were traveling.
I did not forget. I wish you happy birthday in advance.
You had SuCon. You had, or whatever it's called, Sioux City.
SuperCon.
Yeah, there it is. You got a lot going on. I'm not. I wasn't.
But I'm sure I thanked you in advance of your birthday, so I wouldn't get caught up and miss it.
The fact that I get to spend this much time with you is gift enough for me. Okay, it's like the birthday gift that never stops happening. So,
well, if anything, if I forget anything, just recall and remember always, I'm old as hell.
It's all good, man.
I've got an out.
There you go. There you go. Let me see here. Let's get to some questions. A lot of people chatting with each other through here. Ryan says, "Go Dolphins." They're going to need all your support, buddy. I can tell you that. What else, guys? Birthdays, a lot of talk here. Arn, what was Scott Robert the Sage? Arn, what was one tag team you wish you could have worked with that you never did?
You know, when we first got to WWF, the British Bulldogs were just finishing up. And I think we wrestled them maybe once or twice. And I think
the British Bulldogs?
Yeah, then I think that was it. They were on their way out. And I don't even know if they were televised, but those guys were very, very solid, very talented, and a different style from anybody we had worked against. I like that European style for me personally. You know, the lifters and all that kind of stuff. Just that whole different style that they worked. Would love to have got a few more reps out of those guys.
With the Bulldogs. Talk about some great matches. You and Tully versus the Bulldogs. Just a couple of series of matches there. That would have been fun.
I'd have been surprised if it didn't go well.
Yambag Jones says 4 years ago, Glock Anderson was born. Cheers, boys. Hope you're all doing well. So there you go from Yambag. Glock Anderson already 4 years ago.
Has it been 4 years since that promo?
When you said that promo to Cody in the ring, time flies, man.
The other point in time where my wife, I think, was really ready to divorce me.
Why?
You can't say that. For God's sakes, did they fire you? Fired? I went and called her when it was.
People loved it.
I didn't know. You know. They said, "What are you going to say?" And I said, "Just tell you like I've always told people. If you'll just tell me what bullet points that you want me to hit, I'll come up with something. But I can't tell you right now. It's 2 hours before the showtime." Okay, we'll just go ahead and do what you think. So
did you think that through a little bit before you said it? Or did it just come right off the head?
I was trying to think of what will have impact and what starts out as like a normal promo and do something earth-shattering at a point that nobody's expecting it, to where he goes, wait a minute, did he say that? Did he really say that? And it was actually, that's the way I would handle something if it came up. If some cat jerked my car door open, the red light, and said, "Get out of the car, I'm taking your car." If you've ever thrown a huge, firm tomato up against a wall and watch it splatter,
yeah,
that would be the end result. I ain't giving my vehicle up. I ain't being a victim. I ain't getting steamrolled by some pissant that's too afraid to get up and go to work every day. So that's what went through my mind, and that's what came out, and can't believe the internet blew up on that. And it was 99% favorable.
It was.
Well, it just tells you how people feel about, the world today. They're tired of getting steamrolled. They're tired of getting picked on. They're tired of getting robbed. They're tired of getting their shit taken away from them.
Well, not only that, it was original material. I mean, you said something. It wasn't the same old churned out BS that we're getting used to listening to. I mean, it was something different.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just took it from the mold. A promo I did years ago one time, I said, if a guy's breaking in your window of your home and you got your family right there, you don't pick up a water hose and squirt him. You take a ball bat and brass his brains out with it. And it was that kind of general outline on how to approach promos to where, yes, figure me in. I feel that way too, by a lot of people that heard that promo.
Yeah. We have a question from Darth Payne. He says, Demolition versus Doom, Butch Reed and Ron Simmons. Who wins?
Reed and Simmons?
Yeah.
Fighting each other?
No, Reed and Simmons, when they were together, they were called known as Doom.
Oh, it's Doom, yeah.
Them versus Demolition. Who would win that matchup?
Ooh.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Some big boys.
You know what? I can almost guarantee it'd be a double DQ and they'd fight all over the building. Probably disappear out the back door. Just beat the crap out of each other. Been there. Barry Windham and I had a series of Jesus Christ. Here's where I know I've been dropped on my head, guys. We had Barry and I wrestled Simmons and Butch in a series of street fight matches. One was that was televised. I know that was from St. Louis. If you want to pull up a good street fight, pull that one up. Ron and I were talking about it over the weekend. They beat the absolute crap out of us.
St. Louis, Arn and Barry versus Butch and Simmons
from St. Louis, and it was televised.
All right. If anybody finds that match, hit me up with it because I want to check it out too.
I just saw somebody sent us Arn, would you like to be in a WWE 2K game? Yes. Can you get that happening?
Can you make it happen for us?
Make that done.
I didn't know that you could see the chats over here. Yeah. Carl Luffio. He wants to be in the video game.
I would be honored to be in the video game 2025, unless it's already out.
Well, they can always do updates and add characters. Arn, I got a question from you. This one comes to us from Norse Marshall. Norse, welcome. Haven't seen you here before, so we're glad to have you with us. When you were producing, do you remember the Highlanders, Rory and Robbie, that tag team? What were your overall thought of them, and why do you think WWE, dropped the ball with them? Is his question. Thoughts on the Highlanders?
They were a good team. I remember that. I don't know. There was some kind of
they showed up at TNA and were shown on camera.
Just lately,
if I remember correctly. No, this was back in the day, and I don't think it was looked on very well that they would be seen on camera or sitting in the crowd.
I knew there was something that they got in trouble with the company, and in those days that would have been it.
Taboo.
Yeah.
But you liked them overall, good dudes?
Yes, and a good team.
Yeah. Ryan, he's going to ask some current information. And again, guys, just remember as we get real specific, I saw someone ask something earlier about the Nia Jax, I think, match. But anyway, that happened on SmackDown. Arn, did you see the Cena Lesnar match at WrestlePalooza? Lesnar squashed Cena, and I didn't like it. He said, if you were the producer of the match, would you still have put Lesnar over and made it somewhat competitive? Remember, this is Cena's final run here, his going out tour, his goodbye tour, if you will. And there was some feedback. Not a lot of people like the fact that they just had him get squashed by Brock Lesnar in that way. Thoughts on that?
I didn't see it. To be honest with you, I'd put it in that category of not being believable. This didn't happen. I mean, you just spent a lot of time promoting John's farewell tour.
Sure.
It's going to be legitimate. It's not like, Lesnar needed the shot in the ass. He has destroyed everything he's ever touched in the world of fighting, UFC or WWE. It's not like he needed the push. So why would you not? I mean, yeah, that I'd have to watch it and see if it's at the extent he just got destroyed, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if it's Cena saying, "Hey, look, he's going to be staying around here. He's going to be main eventing. I'm leaving. I just want to wrestle the guy one more time for the fun of it before I exit." That could have been some feedback from him, or it
Well,
could
if
have
I'd
been.
have, you know what, if I would have been his promoter and I would have sat the two guys down, and I would have said, Brock, you are an absolute gorilla. You are a beast. You have beat everybody that you've ever touched half to death, and the audience gets it. How would you feel about giving in a shorter match, 4 or 5 minutes, giving Cena the entire match and you catch him out of somewhere with a cheap shot and then hit your finish and both guys win? That would have been my recommendation on how to structure
There
it.
you go.
Everybody wins.
See, look at this guy. He still got it. You still got it.
I still got it. I've still got it mentally. I know what's right and what's wrong and what you can do and get away with and who lives in the mind of a wrestling fan, what they will accept and what they want and what they appreciate. And
There you go.
that just covered all the bases, what you just
Covered
heard.
it all. Ryan also says, Arn, let's laugh at the Mets today. The second highest payroll and got eliminated. Cincinnati Reds passed them and made it into the playoffs. I think a guy I work with is a Reds fan. He said, well, they didn't have one guy that hit 25 home runs. They didn't have one pitcher that had 200 strikeouts. He was reading me all these stats, but they made the playoffs. Then you have the Mets, who have one of the biggest payrolls ever, or this season, and they're not in.
What about the Yankees? Have they still got the top payroll?
It's either the Yankees, Dodgers, Mets. They're the top three, and I don't know. Just don't get me started.
Well, let me just ask you, because if I'm not watching the Braves, very rarely am I watching just a random baseball game. I don't love baseball to the point that my team's been knocked out forever. So
yeah,
I'll watch Biography Channel or something else.
Yeah, true crime. I'm with you.
Didn't I see that the Padres are doing well and Milwaukee doing well?
Milwaukee's in. They won the Central. Yep.
Just in passing, I couldn't tell you 5 people that play on the team, but
I don't think a lot of people could tell you 5 people outside of Brewers fans that are on the team. Christian Yelich, and I know because I watch them whip the Pirates all the time, but we'll see what happens. Playoffs start tomorrow. You got the Tigers and Guardians, Padres and Cubs, Red Sox, Yankees, round 1 matchup, and the Reds and Dodgers. So there you go. But I'm with you. It's like when your team, it's one of those sports when your team gets knocked out, I'm going to halfway pay attention. I'll watch the World Series. World Series is next. That's a big deal, but it's still very hard. Super Bowl to me and the football playoffs are a different animal. That is appointment watching, no matter if my team's in it or out of it. Some of these other sports, it's hard for me to want to stay in. I'll tell you right now, I'm going back. I've never watched this TV series before. Did you ever watch The Sopranos?
Oh, God, yes.
I have never watched them. Season 1, I'm up to episode 7.
Order out and get you some chicken from your favorite chicken place. Get you a case of beer. Miller Lite would be my preference.
Okay.
And sit down and watch about 8 hours before you let up.
I'm binging. I'm watching it now.
It will, brother. It will hook you and reel you in.
Good, because I see this ranked as a top television series all the time. It started in '99, and I was younger, busier life back then. I just never got around to watching it, but it's always ranked as one of the top shows of all time. So let's do this thing. So here I am.
Let me give you a second place for it. Falls out of my mind again. Do you have you got all the pay channel stuff, right?
Yeah.
The new thing. What is it?
Yeah. I have HBO Max.
That Raw moved to Netflix.
Yeah.
Ozark.
I've watched Ozark. Yep.
Unbelievable, ain't it?
Yeah, very good show.
God almighty.
I find myself watching more shows less wrestling. Sorry, guys. You can keep up with wrestling nowadays through clips and social media, and you don't have to sit there for 3 hours and watch it. But I find myself watching really good written television series. Sorry, I'm kidding. But right now, I'm really invested into that series and always looking for the next. So I'm here for recommendations, Arn. Tulsa King, they're putting out another season right now.
Watch it.
Yeah, I haven't started watching the newest season yet.
Billy, what's his name? Was it Walt something man? I just watched it. You know what I'm talking about?
Landman. Season 1's out and season 2 comes out in November.
Outstanding.
Love that show. I'm a big Ali Larder fan.
There's a series about college football and athletes. It's where they go back to junior college to get their credits, and then they transfer to the big colleges. It's Last Chance U.
Last Chance U.
Last Chance U. Give it my highest recommendation because it's all the backstage stuff.
Once I'm done Sopranos, we'll go there.
Okay.
All right. This is cool. Me and you should talk more. Ryan, I know we don't have a competent owner, buddy. Trust me, I know.
Just get her to write you up a list. And
I will. I'll text her and be like, hey, this is what I've watched. What's up next? By the way, I don't know if you're ever watched Dexter on Showtime.
There's another one.
They just came out with the season, Dexter Resurrection. And that season, this most recent season, phenomenal. Every episode, phenomenal. Well written. You got to check it out if you haven't seen the latest one. Just came out.
They're all good from the beginning on.
Oh yeah, great series. But it's got almost a revival of the whole storyline from this Dexter Resurrection. It will have another season. So sorry, we're off on a tangent. Let's keep going. Richard Parks, Mr. Anderson. Do you remember Rick Castile from the gym in Rome, Georgia, talking about the 80s tone frame?
Rick Castile,
Casteel.
Was he a wrestler or just
from the gym in Rome, Georgia?
Bob's Body Shop?
He said he was talking about the 80s tone frame.
The 80s what?
Tone frame. TONE frame. I don't know if that's some inside baseball stuff. I don't know. Does that ring a bell for you?
It doesn't.
Okay. Sorry, Richard. If you have more info, just let us know on Rick Castile, and we will definitely follow up with Arn on it, buddy. The fish finger sandwich. That's his username. Arn is hands down my favorite wrestler. First WWF match I saw was the Brainbusters versus the Hart Foundation, SummerSlam, 1989. He just wanted to chime in with that. So there you go.
Thank you. I enjoyed that one as well.
James Oldham says, hello from Little Vine Grove, Kentucky. So fans from Kentucky, Arn.
Hello back to you.
Ryan has a fun question. Arn, do you think you'll ever do an interview with Chris Van Vliet? Chris just does an amazing job interviewing everyone. His interview with Patrick Robinson was incredible. Have you ever met or talked to Chris Van Vliet?
I think I've passed him on a few hallways. I know exactly who he is. He does a good job.
Yeah,
very thorough.
Talented. Yep.
He's no Paul Bromwell, but he's not bad.
I can't hold his jock strap. He works with the big talent and does a fan. I actually met him a few years ago before I ever did anything with a podcast through David Hero. I had gotten bought a ticket for SummerSlam in Phoenix. This is a couple years ago. And David Hero was like, yep, meet me at this bar. We'll all walk over together. And he was a part of his group, and David introduced me to him. And Andrew Baydala, I believe is his name, who's on Twitter, and I think he works for Wrestling Purist now, was in that group. Guys that don't even remember who I am, and I was just a guy who bought a ticket, and I hung out with all of them, and then we went to a suite and had a good time. But Chris was very kind, very nice. Nothing but good.
We were all fans at one time, my friend. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You can be proud to be a wrestling fan.
It was cool. Philip Shank, when will you be around Pennsylvania or Delaware area, Arn? Are you ever coming to the Great Northeast?
God, I hope so. I'd love to there's a Comic-Con, or I think Sting has a one of his final match tour shows in Pittsburgh.
He does, and it's end of December before Christmas. It's the weekend before Christmas.
I'd sure love to make that one.
I would love for you to be there because I think that's another one I'm going to try to get out to.
That's close for you, right?
It is. I'm going to drive out with my buddy, and my son is going to come to that one. Sting's supposed to be there. Trish is supposed to be there, and several others. Mick Foley. I would love to see a little double A.
It's what date? December the what?
It's hold on, let me pull up my Trash calendar. I think it's earlier than that. It is December 19th and 20th weekend. So it's the Friday, Saturday before Christmas week.
It's a 2-day event?
I believe so. I think it's the 19th, 20th, and maybe the 21st. That's Sunday. But if you guys look it up, Animaverse in Pittsburgh, you got Sting, you got Trish, you got
does it fall under the Comic-Con headline?
Animaverse has several shows around the country because I looked them up when I was looking at the one in Pittsburgh, and they have a couple of them out there.
What's the name of it?
Animaverse, like anime, and it's Animaverse, ANIME verse, Animaverse. And I just pulled it up, and here's the one in Pittsburgh. They have the guests: Sting, Lita, Trish, Ron Simmons, Sergeant Slaughter, Ric Flair, Luger, Foley, the Hardy Boys. Arn, some of your boys are here. Your guy Tony needs to get on the horn.
Yeah.
Ron Simmons and Slaughter. He works with them too?
I guess in and out.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they're going to be there. They're listed as there on the 20th and 21st. It's Sting's last appearance in the war paint. And that's Pittsburgh. So there you go.
Is he actually wrestling a match?
No, he's just doing appearances. This is his final year. We're doing it in the face paint.
Gotcha.
All right, let's keep going. I want to make sure we get in as many of you guys as possible. Ryan, let's see. Do you have any memories with Tony Atlas? That man just has such a lifetime of stories. What about Tony?
What a body. I just saw Tony. He was actually there in Franklin, Tennessee. I saw him for a minute. He was across the way over there. Nice man. You know, he's got a hell of a story. I can't believe somebody hasn't made a movie out of it. He lived on a park bench for a year. You aware of that?
Oh, yeah. I've seen he's done something on Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a hell of a story. And always a nice man, always smiling. Nothing negative to say about Tony.
Mr. JAO says, Ask Arn, and we're getting to the top of the hour here. Who is your favorite promoist ever? So who's the guy that you love to enjoy, haircut a promo? I like Bob Armstrong. He was made you believe. He was to the point.
Jake, when he was really in a dark mood, Jake the Snake, he would make you go, oh God, that guy's evil. That's the two that come to mind. I always like the heel promos because that, if you could do a proper promo and make the audience feel like your guy, your babyface champion, your babyface wrestler, whoever it was, might be in some serious jeopardy, then you did half the work already. And world-class heels knew that. You would always create like Dusty. You would never say that Dusty had bad knees and Dusty was, overweight and all those things and limited in what he could do. You never said any of that. That didn't sell any tickets. You talked about what happened when that elbow caught you in the top of the head. You talked about, the rough upbringing that he had. That if you got Dusty down, some guys you get them down and they're going to quit because they're not fighters. Dusty's not one of those guys. You would take and build him up huge. So then you get to match time. Anything that you got from an offensive standpoint was much bigger because you admitted this guy's a superstar. I'm in over my head.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
It makes total sense. He distracted you from any of that other nonsense. You were so focused in on what he was selling you on. And it was the Horseman. It was the bionic elbow. I mean, come on. I loved that move as a kid. I loved Dusty Rhodes as a kid. One of my favorites. The charisma.
And he sold his ass off.
Yeah,
which is probably one of the major things.
Busted that forehead open. I mean, that thing just looked, it was just a bloody, he was incredible. Dusty was incredible. Final 2 comments and we'll wrap up. We're at the top of the hour. Rob Hissam, Chris Van Vliet does a great Arn impression. So the next time you see him in the hall, maybe you ask him, hey, I want to hear your Arn. I hear you do a good one. So
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah,
I am flattered.
There you go. Joe WS wraps us up for this month's show. Arn, thank you for everything you gave to the audience every time you were on the camera. To this day, one of the greatest that has ever performed. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you very much. I don't know what I can even say to that.
Listen, I want to thank all of you that are joined us once again this evening, making it a priority to be here live with all of us. Many familiar faces, some new faces as well. We can't do this without you. We can't do it without your support. We thank you so much. Check out horsemanshop.com and support us. Get some great merchandise, whether it's the comic book, whether it's some nice, cool fall gear, whether it's the fleece or the jacket or plenty of hoodies and sweatshirts and stuff over there. Grab something. A lot of cool Horseman gear, a lot of cool Arn gear. Check it out over there. But otherwise, thank you all so much. Yambag Jones says, one of these shows, you all need to wear white hats. Arn, what say you about wearing white hats?
I'll wear one next show. How about that?
Okay, Yambag. He's trying to be a shit starter with the whole white hat thing. But
white guys don't wear white hats.
What's that?
Bad guys don't wear white hats.
Yeah, that's right. Yambag. And we're a couple of bad guys here. So anyway, he said, all right, he's in. He wants to see us wear white hats next week. I'm going to have to dig. I think I might have a white hat.
I'll tell you what, Yambag, here's what I'll do. If you'll change the gear gimmick, it don't roll off my tongue. Let me just put it to you that way. I'll wear a white hat.
You want something different than Yambag?
Yeah, Yambag. It's just like
Yambag. It's making him puke. He's going to puke.
He liked to win.
Oh God, so good.
Guys, thanks to everybody that showed up today and every week. We appreciate you guys.
Love you all. We can't do it without you. On behalf of the man right here, Arn Anderson, the Enforcer. This is Paul Bromwell, and we'll see you right back here on October. What did I say, Arn? The 14th. Right here on the
Hold it. Let's get it right.
We paused. We killed the
14th
ending.
and 28th.
14th and 28th right here on Arn.